Alrighty, so it's finished at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 2, Wolves 2. Ash, break it down for us. First half. Should we start first half?
Bro, I've completely forgotten.
My
mind's completely...
No,
I'm joking. No. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, no, just completely wiped my mind. I'm like, what? We lost?
What happened? Yeah.
Oh, we drew?
Yeah, we drew.
Yeah, we drew 2-2. Obviously, the first goal went in for Wolves.
Yeah.
And it was against the run of play. We had all the ball. We had a domination, pinned them back. Then all of a sudden, they get up the field, win a free kick.
A simple ball across, wasn't it? Like, no one read it, and it's just so easy, wasn't it? It was a great finish, though, wasn't it?
It was a good finish, it was, yeah. By Huang?
Juan or Chan? We still haven't worked out.
I think it's Huang. I'm going with Huang, yeah?
I think it's Chan.
And he literally, he took his chance well, outside the box, curler, bottom corner.
Forster couldn't have really done anything there.
Nah.
And then we equalised through, I think, a Bentancur header. Yeah,
that's correct.
Corner.
Yeah.
Bentancur thumping header at the near post.
Yeah.
Got us straight back into the game. Felt like we deserved that at least.
Yeah.
Didn't we? And then, Brennan Johnson wins the penalty.
Yeah.
Went to VAR, clip on the back of the heels. He just got there, just ahead of the Wolves player. Gave a penalty. Son went bottom left, saved, and it kind of
defining moment, wasn't it?
Yeah,
of
but
his
it kind
career.
of Son's kind of
That's
game
what I mean.
and career and everything. Wasn't it really?
Yeah, not career. That's too harsh. I'd say it is. Yeah,
not career, but you know what I
mean.
But
yeah, his latest form, his season.
Yeah. But then we went 2-1 up, and I can't remember who scored our second goal.
2-1. It was a lovely goal from. Oh, my mind's gone too. My mind's gone too.
I had a sauna today.
Johnson. It was Johnson that scored the goal.
Kulu finds a bit of space, cuts onto his left foot, pulls it back for Brennan Johnson, and he sort of side foots it home.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, this is probably a fair reflection of the complexion of the game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, they were getting a lot of space down the left-hand side. We did look a little bit vulnerable, as we always do, down the flanks. But you still felt as though we probably edged that. I feel like we edged that game. Should have probably finished 2-1. And as it was, Strand Larsen, from a very acute angle, almost slices the ball into the roof of the net. Yeah. And that was 2-2. I mean, the subs actually, I felt like the subs that we brought on, Saar brought a lot of energy, didn't he, when he came on? Yeah. And actually, he was getting into some goal-scoring opportunities somehow. I don't know how, but he wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And definitely we could have won that game, should have won that game. It does feel a little bit, very disappointing after that. Because I would have just taken a grimy, hard-fought 1-0, win there.
Yeah, because I thought it was quite interesting, because I expect Spurs to be a lot more front-footed in terms of like going for it, trying to get that third goal. And I just felt we lacked a bit of quality in the final third, in my opinion.
There's no real killer instinct, is there, anymore? Like, there's no real... I mean, if you go back to the Spurs teams of old, there'd always be at least one star player in there that could just... I think with a killer instinct, but
maybe
we don't have that anymore, do we?
Kulu was meant to be that guy for us. Do you know what I mean? I know people quite mixed or split opinion about him. There's a lot of fans that they think he should be the captain. He's the main man. He's having the best season. Maddison was dropped, and actually, when it came to Kulu in the final thirds, I think he kind of let us down at times. There was times I thought he could pull the trigger. I think he could, find the play a bit quicker. And there was one time when you said, it's just gone sideways. It was between him and Son, and they literally just passed it between each other, and then it ended up going backwards. And it's at those moments there when you need your big players to step up, take their man on, drop a shoulder, and then get a shot off.
That's what I'm saying, the difference between a good player and a great player. They just drop a shoulder and get a shot off, but
that
a few chances
rarely happened from any of our players, in my opinion. So.
Even Solanke had a chance. He was through on goal, really, and just like his touch should have been towards the goal, but he was still kind of kept out wide, wasn't it, a little bit? And then he was shaping up, getting himself into position to get a shot off, and he got, it got blocked, didn't it?
And for me, like, I look at the confidence of some of the players, and I feel like it's dropped.
Do you think it's confidence, or do you just don't?
Because there's no reason why you don't go towards the goal. Like, you're the striker, you got space in behind. You attack the space. You try to get towards the goal mouth as close as possible, so then you can open up your hips and pick your corner.
It was just so slow to open up his hips as well.
Yeah, you're a striker, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You're meant to be ice cold in those moments, and you're trying to be. And we're meant to be an attacking team. And I was like watching the game, and I'm like, we're not making enough openings, in my opinion. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the ball. Even though I know you don't like stats, if some of the stats were...
Some of them anyway, I don't like.
Yeah, they weren't really you know, we didn't have a great deal of chances, didn't have a great deal of possession, but I didn't really care as long as we got the win. I said, this is a must-win game for me. This is the 3 points that's needed, especially against Wolves, who are like bottom. I mean, they're like 17th, I kid you not. You know, they were in the bottom half of the table before.
I'd actually say they're probably the worst team I've seen this season at our stadium.
Well, other than Southampton. Well, actually, we went away to Southampton.
Yeah, at our stadium.
That's
probably the worst performance I've seen from the away team, and still we couldn't break them down. It's a bit.
It's worrying times. It's worrying issues, and I personally don't think much will change going into Newcastle, because that's the next game we have. They're going to come to our ground, and this was the game I was expecting us to, get a
some points on the board.
Get some points on the board from this game. See a reaction, because it's not been good. Let's face it. And I just saw Ange on the sidelines just shaking his head.
Just every time the camera cuts to him, he's just doing that same shake of the head, isn't he? Like,
yeah, literally. Man. I mean, what can you say?
Any good performances today?
I was just about to ask you, and I'm scrambling.
Gray looked composed.
I was going to say, you said before.
Came on and looked good.
Yeah,
came on. He just brought some energy. Yeah, getting into some good positions. Apart from that,
what did you make of Bentancur's performance coming on? Out of two between him and Basuma.
I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
It's funny though, when I'm watching a game, it's difficult to isolate the individual performances, because that's not the way that
look at the game.
My brain doesn't work that way. I'm looking at it holistically. I'm looking at the entire team and the way they're moving forwards. I don't isolate too much on the players, but I thought Bentancur did all right.
Pause that. Wait, hold it a second. Just on that, Bentancur picked up a yellow card.
Yeah.
He's going to miss the next game.
So is that right?
Yeah. Okay. So he will miss out because he was one yellow card away from suspension.
Oh, that's why he was beating the ground after that.
Right.
Okay, that's why he was doing that. He was smashing the ground with his fist, wasn't he?
And the doggy's going to be out as well.
So the doggy got injured.
He picked up a hamstring injury. So that means we are forced to play Reguilon again.
Reggie's back, yes. Reggie's back.
Yeah, like on the injury front, you just can't make this up. Do you know what I mean? And it comes back down to what you were saying. It is the way we're either training or the way we're playing.
There's way too many injuries, and I think it's the frantic way that we play football. It's the lack of squad rotation. I just think the way we play, that's kind of it allows for the conditions for more injuries, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got Ben Davies about to come on, it looks like. We're going to go into the fan show straight away, are we, Sam? No, we're not. No, in 2 minutes. Okay. What would you like to talk about for 2 minutes?
No, I mean, look, I was just going back onto holistically, because you talked about the team, how you look at it. And
they didn't press that much, though, did they? Today? Yeah. They were sat back. They were kind of dropping back quite a lot.
I just thought, in terms of that, was it on purpose? Because are we trying to conserve energy after playing so many games, 3 days, and actually we look worse when we play games like Thursday, Sunday, like we did today? It always seems like there's a drop-off after the Europa game. There's a drop-off. Today we're seeing it again. We played the game 3 days ago, and now we're playing the game again, and we're not looking quite as fresh and sharp as we should do.
It's only 2 games a week. I mean, you've got to be able to deal with that.
No, I personally, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Yeah.
I just think watching Spurs, there's a noticeable drop-off when we play on a Sunday. Like, we just don't look as sharp, in my opinion. It's not an excuse.
No.
It's not. Like, build a bigger squad then. Get better players in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or manager, rotate the players better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's one thing I have noticed. That game there, I was watching it and I was like, I didn't mind if we won it ugly. It's all about getting the points.
What do you think, player-wise?
Who dropped off? Basuma. Well, I say dropped off. He hasn't been playing well all season, has he? So, but I did not see him in the game, not once.
No.
Dragushin wasn't amazing. I wouldn't say he was terrible, but again, a player to the pass, like, in possession sometimes, when he drilled off to the wide position, there was times when I'm like, just play it simple, play it quickly. He dwindled on the ball a bit, which kind of forced us to lose possession. So I wasn't exceptionally happy with his performance on the ball. And we do miss that, a player that can play out from the back. I mean, obviously Gray was all right, but then who else dropped off? Fullbacks, Porro didn't really do much for me. Let's go. Son would be an obvious one.
Son looks really jaded. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, he's just not at the races at the moment. He had that one chance when he picked the ball up and he started running after he missed the penalty, in fact. So he actually felt like, we saw a bit more from him. But we want to see those type of things that during the game without the penalty. Do you know what I mean? Just pick the ball up and run with it. Take your man on. Just take a bit of initiative. Do you know what I mean? And as a captain, you need to be the leader.
Yeah,
he's not a leader at the moment.
No.
He's not a leader on the pitch. So
he just looks a little bit almost depressed, doesn't he, Son? I don't know what it is. Just his whole demeanour is just not right.
It's a bit off. Yeah. Solanke was hit and miss for me.
Solanke, disappointing.
Hit and miss. It wasn't really.
I mean, he worked hard. You could see he was really working hard.
He was,
and
but
running back. But
from your striker, you want good movement in the box. So when you're playing those, because we had a few crosses in the box, and I felt that I need him in there. I need him in that
back post where Timo actually got the cross in, didn't he? Made a yard for himself, got whipped in a cross. And there was no one there at the back post.
There was one when he was quite near. We just missed it when Timo whipped it in.
And you said Brennan Johnson should have been there.
Right then. So even Brennan Johnson, he was on the pitch at the first half, but he didn't really offer a lot.
No, he was getting a lot of space down the right hand side, but then there was just nothing kind of.
He did one cross into the box, but was it quality?
I mean, he won the penalty. Okay, fair enough, and he got the goal. It's funny though, kind of stats wise, it looks okay, but it's a little bit like
it's not enough.
He's not showing enough for me on.
It's not enough.
Pitch.
And that's the problem with, as you said before, stat padding.
Stat padding.
We're coming this culture where, goals and assists. I know. That's how you measure players.
Like it. We never used to talk so much in those ways like 15
it's too
years ago.
Black and white. Yeah, it doesn't give enough context.
It's like kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like make it all about stats.
Yeah.
It's almost in a way I think it's to detriment to the game because it's like players aren't willing to make that pass or take that man on because they don't want to see their stats fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like when you're watching Spurs a little bit like they're trying to keep it safe too much.
Yeah.
Lack of movement, just play it around, recycle the ball, and it's just a bit predictable, isn't it?
It is.
But predictable result, I guess. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's to some people. 2-2's actually not too bad, but considering what's been happening recently, but still feels very disappointing. Feels as though we should have got points. 3 points there.
What needs to change for you then? I mean, just to round off.
Our club needs an exorcism, I think.
For the holy war in it. Anointment.
I don't know, just so much. It needs so much surgery, doesn't it? It's just unbelievable. But
literally, no lies. I think that medical staff. I think Levy needs to go
still
out.
Got the Darren Anderton medical staff, isn't he?
He needs to right now. I think he's got kids in there in that medical department without saying too much.
Yeah.
And he just needs to pay
for the next level up.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think he needs to invest in the medical department because I think we're skimping.
No, but the injuries aren't because of that. The injuries are because.
No, I know, but I'm just saying on top of that.
On top of
it's
always been trust me, that's always been a problem even since the 90s.
Right then. So that's what I mean. Investment.
Yeah, on every level.
Yeah.
Not just the Beyonce concerts.
Right then. Right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean.
All right. So I think we're going to go into the fan show. Oh, we don't have anyone. We did have Ben Davies, didn't we?
Ben Davies enough. Forget this. You heard about exorcisms.
If you want to come on the fan show, is the link there? For
listen. No. You don't have to come on.
No, you don't.
You don't have to.
No one wants to.
If you don't want to come on, I hear it. I go home early, and we don't talk about this no more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, look, I'm not mad at it. Well, obviously, for Ben and Sim's sake,
I'm sure Ben and Sim will come on, won't they? You'd think they'd come on.
No one. They're at the stadium. They're at the stadium doing their own
reaction.
Doing their own reaction at the stadium.
Right.
So.
We got one. Mitch. Have we? No, not yet. Just the names.
But I mean, if Ange was to get sacked, let's go
back into this.
Yeah. If Ange was to get sacked,
now you mean?
Yeah, because you were asking me, you were probing that kind of question. I felt like, if he loses, can he get the sack? Like, and I was like, no, I don't think he'll get the sack. Even if we lose, I don't think he'll get sacked. But if he was to get sacked, who would you want in?
Who would I want in?
Yeah, is there a manager are you thinking? That's not an easy question, by the way.
There's no one that really stands out for me, if I'm being honest with you. I mean...
if I gave you a choice then, we've been linked to this manager from Dortmund. He used to manage Dortmund, named Terzic. He got to the Champions League final with them, and he got second with them. Lost at the last game, I think it was. He lost that the Bundesliga, and he promotes a lot of the younger players. Now, some fans aren't a fan of him because tactically he does change things like a lot, and he was criticised in the Bundesliga for that reason, saying. But then at the same time, you're like, we're Spurs. Who are we to kind of like, turn our nose up? He's not good enough for us. We need the top manager. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, would you like? Right now, we're 11th.
I wouldn't make a decision now. Put it that way.
But I'm saying if he was to get sacked, would you? Would you say just keep Mason in then? Between Mason, Terzic,
it looks like it's going to be
Mason, Terzic, Areola, Marco Silva. And Thomas Frank. Who do you go for?
It's the Fulham manager.
You go for Fulham manager?
Yeah.
Marco Silva.
But it's like slim pickings though, isn't it? It's like, there's not much to choose from here, is there?
Yeah. I mean, Areola is similar, I would say, to maybe like the Poch direction in terms of he went to, I can't remember the name of the team, in Spain, and he took them from the lower division up. And then he got them pushed up the table, and then obviously he's come to Bournemouth, and he's got Bournemouth in that top 6 talk. Do you know what I mean? And
so what's let's say your top 3 of picks?
Areola, Terzic, Marco Silva.
Number 1.
No, I would say I like what Areola. I think Areola would do well with the younger boys, the younger squad. Younger players, and he when he was with Gary O'Neill got sacked, and Solanke was playing underneath him, and I believe in that season, Solanke got 9 goals, and when Areola came, he did what Emery did with Watkins. He said, "You're playing too deep, you're playing too wide. I need you on the shoulder," and he did exactly the same thing with Solanke. He said, "I want you on the shoulder, put you there, and you'll score more goals." And then before you know it, he got 21 goals that season. So he's clearly got an eye for detail, and that's something I like.
Okay.
Players that can work with players and get the best out of them.
Fair enough. We have, do we? Yes, we do. We've lined up someone. It was such a drab affair that people don't want to come on, but we've got, it looks like Mitch is in the waiting room here, or Ben Davies, is it? I don't know.
Money Mitch!
How you doing,
Talk
Mitch?
to me, man. Mitchie.
Oh, I need to get the headphones on.
If you can turn yourself off mute,
There
bro.
we go. I can't hear anything, sir.
Is it me? I've got the volume up, so you should be able to hear him. Yo,
Sorry,
Mitchie.
Mitch, wait there, mate. Can you hear anything? I can't.
No, I can't hear a word.
Are you muted, Mitch? Are you on your end?
I think Levy's got the stream muted on his end.
No good.
Blocked you, mate. Right, Mitch, his man's a hater, bro.
Sorry, mate, we can't.
These guys aren't trying to get you on. Do some sign language for me. I can see you. I'll translate it. I think that's a thumbs up. Should be a thumbs down, bro.
That kind of sums up the game.
Yeah. Solanke, thoughts? Thoughts on Solanke?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah? He said, yeah.
He can't hear us either.
I can't hear us either. Oh, okay. Both
okay,
ends.
let's Mitch. I was going to do sign language of him.
That's if he knows sign language.
Yeah, that kind of sums up. Yeah.
Yeah. Do more? Has he got Morse code? Morse code
yeah.
Or write it down like, help me.
All right, so that didn't quite work out with Mitch there. We've got another one here. Okay, so
we're going to go to our next caller.
He has to change the name here. Yeah. So anything else to report?
No. I mean, yeah. It's just where do we see our next win from? We've got Newcastle, then Liverpool. Liverpool in the cup.
Yeah.
And then we've got Tamworth FA Cup.
God dear, can you imagine if Tamworth turn us over?
Hey, I kid you not.
What would happen then?
I kid you not. I saw a video, and when they got drawn Tottenham, they were celebrating.
Yeah, probably because they think they're going to win.
Tottenham, get back! Everywhere they go. They were singing that.
Oh, no,
I said, we are a banter club at the moment. We are literally Vibes FC.
The thing is, though, is like when Arsenal finished below us like 6 or 7 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
They didn't get the same shit that we're getting now.
It's too easy, and we make it too easy.
We're a target, aren't we?
Yeah, we're an easy target. And it's because we don't win anything. Even when Arsenal, through their poor period, they still won FA Cups. They were finished below us.
Yeah, those 6 seasons, though, they finished below us, or 6 or 7. They only won 1 FA Cup, though, didn't they?
They won 1 FA Cup, but they
still had... They didn't get bantered like we're getting bantered now.
Because they still had the heritage of other cups to fall back on. Because they can
from
say...
From the previous like,
they can still say that they won the most FA Cups.
Yeah.
And we used to be able to say that, but we can't say that no more. And I think out of the top 6 traditionally, like, it's just... We're that proper bridesmaid nearly team.
With the Tim Henmans of...
Tim Henmans! I'm finished! All right, bring the caller on. I've had enough.
Spurs are the Tim Henman of football.
I've had enough. I'm done with you. I'm done.
Okay, so should we give this a go?
Man said Tim Henman.
Okay, brilliant. All right, so we're going to bring on Wes the King.
Mediocrity.
Wes the King. No spaces in that word.
Yo, Wes! Oh, we can't hear him either. Aye, end the stream, bro. End the stream. Where's the king? Oh, this is an absolute mare.
Right, what we're going to do, we're going to adapt. We're going to bring these people on and we're going to ask them to do sign language. We're going to go through, do player ratings.
Jeez.
Where's out of 10? Forster. Out of 10. Put a number up. How much would you give Forster? Out of 10. Sign language.
Can he even hear us?
Can you hear us, Wes?
Can you even hear us? This is mad. Oh, you can hear us?
No, okay,
no, we're working on it, man. Don't worry, we're working on it. We're working on it. The producer's working hard right now.
You've got a couple of pros here who can adapt to every
unlike somebody I know. No, I'm joking. Yeah, if only Ange could adapt. If only he can adapt.
No, yeah. All right, sorry, Wes, you're going to have to take a back seat for a while whilst we work this out. It's not our headphones, is it?
No.
We're all good here. It's not coming through for our producer either. Okay, so...
Yeah, it's mad.
Just talk amongst yourselves, everyone. What was our poll? Did we get a poll? Do you want to set up a poll? Ange and Rancho.
Ask the producer. Ask the producer to set the poll up.
Okay, no, I think we'll need the producer to try and solve this issue with the sound. What were the other scores on the doors? Do you want to read those out, Ash?
Oh, yeah.
Premier League games.
Yeah, I'll give the actual results. So, Liverpool, West Ham have kicked off. 20 minutes have gone on and it's 0-0.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously we know our score. Fulham ended up drawing 2-2. They're at home to Bournemouth. Everton are at home to Forest. They ended up losing 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. So Forest
absolutely flying.
At the minute are second in the league.
Incredible.
Crystal Palace played Southampton and it was a narrow win for Crystal Palace, the home team, 2-1. And Leicester, full time at home at the King Power, lost to Man City 2-0. Yeah. And who scored for Man City? It was Savinho. Savinho getting his first goal. And Erling Haaland with a Savinho assist. Yeah, didn't have any of those in my fantasy.
I just took Haaland out as well. I persisted with him for months, and then suddenly.
So the last 5 games, I'm gonna read out. 2-1 to Ipswich.
What's this?
Premier League.
For who?
Spurs.
Yeah.
So 5 home league matches without a win. Worst run since 2008.
Wow.
Ipswich, we lost 2-1. Fulham, we narrowly got the draw, 1-1. Chelsea, 4-3.
Yeah.
Liverpool, 6-3. And now 2-2 Wolves. So what do you think that's going to do to match-going fans? Because match-going fans, if they keep... That's 5 games, they haven't seen a win. Apparently in the stadium, it was really quiet. And I can imagine,
it's difficult to start chanting when you're seeing absolute dross, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. And so do you think that affects the amount of people that attend? And then equally, do you think that affects the amount of people that spend money because they're not staying behind as long? And therefore, Levy's not making as much money?
I actually don't. I'll tell you why. It's because I think there's a new culture of that it's going from fans to customers now in the stadium, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think I saw a video where I think we lost to Liverpool, right? And then you saw these fans, so-called fans, sticking around having loads of beers in the concourse. I'm thinking, why? It's just like it's almost like where's the anger and that disappointment and that passion and that.
I hear it.
It almost feels like they're just another defeat. Who cares?
Yeah,
But I don't think it affects people turning up. I think they'll always turn up.
Maybe they still want to go home to their wives.
Yeah, it's that bad at home. They're trying to watch Spurs.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. This is a bad time. But listen, we're laughing out of misery, you know. Like it's a coping
mechanism.
Trust me.
You know, it gets so bad sometimes. It's just like, I don't know. It's almost sadistic, isn't it? It's almost kinky, isn't it? Like you're just watching Spurs keep like putting up.
Oh no! Listen, it's bad. It's bad. I won't even say what I said offline, but yeah, it's crazy right now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, how much are you worrying at the moment? I mean, are you? Because you said
it's not even.
You said it was a bump in the road earlier, right, or not?
No. I said for some fans. No, not for me. This is not a bump in the road.
What is this?
It's a car crash.
Yeah, okay. This is a pothole.
It's a pothole in the road. Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I said like, I had my concerns.
Yeah.
And I said like my co-host before, Marlon, said to me, look, when he comes against teams or managers that can tactically switch it up, that's where he struggles a bit. And when I'm seeing teams, you know, beat our press, that was for me like, a red flag.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why it's so up and down, because even though like today our press wasn't so frantic, it wasn't so like gun-ho in our press, but that's the reason why we normally batter teams. Like we batter teams because
we smother them.
Because we smother them. Yeah, we don't give them a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they get past it, then we're in trouble and we end up losing. And today we lost in a different way.
Yeah.
It was like a route one direct ball over the top. Do you know what I'm saying?
They were almost like smash and grab goals.
Exactly.
Which is different.
Exactly. So it didn't really feel like an Ange ball. So I don't know if Ange is like panicking a bit and thinking, actually, maybe like.
Do you think Levy's had a word with him and says, look, things have to pick up or not?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, 100%.
What do you think he said to him?
Definitely. Look, he said, look, Ange, you know I like you, or, you know, I like what you did with the club, and we're behind you. We understand, like, you've got the injuries, whatever. But, mate, I need to get back into Europe. And if we're not in Europe...
Europa?
Like, Europa's minimum. Like, you don't understand. The amount of commercial deals off the back of Europe is crazy. And so to not be in Europe falls down the business model completely. Do you understand? So he needs to be within touching distance of Europe, and we're not at the moment. We're 11th.
They focused on him, didn't they, in the crowd? And he looked pretty like, he was like, right, this is bad.
Yeah, this is when he becomes like ruthless. Do you know what I mean? In that kind of sense, when he turns into business Levy. Like he's like, we're too far.
Cutthroat Levy.
Because he's like,
you could see him there. He was like,
like he's calculating in his head.
Yeah.
If I get rid of him and I bring someone else, can they get a little bounce? Can we move up the table?
Do you think he's already making phone calls with managers now?
I think conversations have happened behind the scenes. 100%.
When do you think that started? Like when did he start having conversations?
I think from the Liverpool game.
You reckon,
possibly, yeah. I think possibly from the Liverpool game when we got that heavy defeat.
Yeah,
the 6-3. I think that's when conversations might have been uttering. Do you know what I mean? And this doesn't help. You know, the fact that it's at home again, and that's why I asked you: do you think, like, if people, because people are going to put their tickets up in exchange, if they're like, because there's one thing people staying behind. And we've got a culture.
Well, just because it's boring, or what? Or just because we're losing, or
I don't know if that was entertaining, because he came out and then just like, "Are you not entertained?"
I know, that pissed me off. Actually,
do you know what I mean? And I like people.
What is this? Is this a circus or what?
Well, yeah. The thing is, like, entertaining's not is winning games. Like winning games is entertaining. If you're not winning games, no, I'm not entertained.
Like he should have been livid after that United game.
Yeah.
You know, after being 3-0 up and nearly throwing it away, but then he comes out going, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah. That was a wrong message, because
that's not what an elite manager would say.
Yeah, exactly. It's poor messaging, because you're looking at it and he's saying, doubling down. Would you rather just have a boring 1-0? It's not who we are.
You know, the old saying goes, I'm going to bring out my philosophy. You know, I said it off camera, but is it not true that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? But why is it Ange thinks that he can just play this one-dimensional way without any adaptability and think that he knows best and the Premier League doesn't? It's a bit like,
I think
what's going through his mind. Is it ego? Is it narcissism? Does he just believe in it in his own game so much that he thinks he's right and everyone else is wrong? Like, what do you think it is?
Well, yeah, I think wherever he's gone, he's put these principles in place, and you could tweak, maybe the formation a little bit, maybe the tactics. I don't know, but I think ideally he wants his team to play full throttle. He wants to win by big margins. That's how he sees it.
Because normally you'd kill it if you go 2 goals up, you try and then that's kind of kill the game off, so to speak. And then
that's how he sees it, as opposed to
he sees it as you need a 3rd goal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how Ange sees it.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to showing things up, because that's what fans want.
Yeah.
Well, some fans, they would want to be a bit more. I know people hate this word, pragmatic.
Yeah.
Where we defensively sit back a bit, and we kind of a bit like what we did today. We kind of sat back at times.
Yeah, we got back into a shape quite often today.
Exactly.
Disciplined shape.
So. But he sees it opposite. He sees it like 3 goals in front. That's how you kill games. And then the other team, they lose their momentum. It knocks their confidence. And then that's how you see games out.
I mean, I do understand when he says you shouldn't be dictated to by the clock.
Opposition and the clock.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah.
You've got those 3 goals up for a reason. There's no reason why you can't keep playing that way and keep scoring more goals. But at the same time, look, you are 3 goals up. You can just sit back for at least 5 minutes just to try and take the sting out of the game a little bit, frustrate the opponents, and then wait for the opportunity and then spring again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a little bit of that I'd like to see. But it doesn't come to his mind.
How much do we put on this to the players? Is it because a lot of the fans that are Ange in, just to throw the other caveat, they're saying, it's the players that are down tooling, or then they need to improve their performance. They're losing the game for the manager.
I've heard this before, this argument before, after the Brighton game. I did a panel show and we talked about this. Everyone's saying, "Oh, it's just the players," but I mean, who coaches the players? Who motivates the players? Who instills the system into the players? Who pick the players? Who sign the players? So I don't know. I just think that's a bit of a cop out, that argument for me.
Because a lot of fans will say that obviously, we're missing when Mickey van der Ven comes back in the side. It will make a huge difference. Romero's back as a partnership.
But that's 9. Okay, so it's we're missing Vicario, Van der Ven, Romero, right?
Yeah.
Should still be able to put in performances even without those 3.
I agree.
And everyone was saying how well Forster was playing, so they can't use that argument. Yeah. Yes, Van der Ven's got the recovery pace, but Gray, how much is Gray and Dragusin? That's 70, 80 million, isn't it, worth of player?
Yeah, it's true.
So they should have been preparing for this. They should have been ready for this situation.
Is that money
We need to restart the stream.
Sorry?
We're going to need to
restart. Okay. We're going to do the old off and on again.
Cool.
We're going to restart the stream. Okay, so see you guys in a bit.
Cool.
Here we go. Oh, we still got that on the screen, but we're live anyway. But let's flick that on. Should we talk about who was it? Solanke and who was it? They ran into each other in the first half.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was absolute comedy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
comedy goal, bro, at its best.
That kind of summed up the game a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did indeed, man. It was just
both going for the same ball and taking each other out. So what's your feelings then? Put yourself in Levy's shoes. What's he thinking? Has that changed things for him, or is he more disappointed? Is he getting more impatient now, Levy?
I think Levy's in that position where I think fans will make it easier for him to make that decision if they start turning on Ange. The majority.
What if they turn on him, like they have been doing with the protests and all that?
Yeah, I don't know if that would make him sack Ange quicker.
Because do you remember when Nuno, people were singing Leave
Yeah,
Me Out
yeah,
Nuno's last couple of games?
Yeah. I think if the fans start singing Ange out, I think it'll make him easier to cut ties with him.
I think if they start singing Levy out, Levy will pull
I
the
just think
trigger.
he's so thick-skinned that he's just bulletproof to it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I know, I hear it, because I remember last time, like, the whole stadium was like singing his name, and his wife holds his knee.
Oh, he just like puts a hand on his knee.
He's like,
yeah, just sticks it on his knee. Yeah,
that was mad.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if like a combination of that and the fans singing Ange out as well just makes the whole thing a lot easier, where he can just.
You know, I couldn't believe. You know, when we were 5-1 down to Liverpool, people actually singing Ange's name.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Like,
that was crazy. I can't.
Like, what are we anymore? Are we a top club? Are we like, how many top clubs would accept that, being 5-1 down at home and then singing the manager's name? Like,
that's madness.
What have we turned into?
You know what's mad? You know, like, I had a couple boys in the at the stadium at the time. I never went, because I just said, "Me, you go Liverpool. You must be mad." Yeah. I said to them, "Bro," and I was gonna say to them at 4-1, but when the 5th one went in, I messaged them. I said, "Bro, just leave.
Just leave."
I said, "Get out of there. I know what you're doing, but leave. Yeah. Don't stay there." Yeah. You know, I was like, "Are you crazy?" Yeah. And then the message back, "No, don't worry. I'm halfway down the high road. It's cool." I was like, "Thank goodness." I was like, "Thank goodness." I'm like, "Bro, come on, because why are you gonna like 5-1?" But like you said, it's a cultural thing. And it's almost like,
don't you think we accept as fans, we've been almost conditioned to accept mediocrity over the years, or not?
I don't know, because Poch kind of came back and he changed that kind of feeling, where he made Spurs fans proud of their club again, and gave us a bit of hope, where we finished second. Remember, in our last game in the stadium, we were title challenging. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it gave us a bit of chest, and it gave us a different type of energy that we needed. And as I said to you before, we didn't lie down against the Arsenals. We didn't lie down against the Uniteds and the Chelseas, the Liverpools, the Cities. Any team, we brought it to them. And like, we needed that type of pride back. And I think when Ange first came back, and I think this is why so many people.
What do you mean he came back? What do you mean Ange came back?
Not Ange came back. I meant when Ange came in.
Yeah, okay. Right, yeah.
When Ange came in, and he brought the front-footed football, the attacking football, possession-based football, and it was night and day from the style we had seen. It kind
felt
of
fresh. It freshened things up.
It gave the fan base a much-needed lift that we hadn't seen in a long time. And let's not get it twisted. For the first 10 games before we played Chelsea, we were undefeated. Yeah. And we were top of the table. So that's what I mean by it kind of gave us that kind of.
I mean, I did predict it that season. I was saying, I was messaging Ben before that season started. I said, I bet you what's going to happen. We'll be top of the league by October, and then we'll drop down and finish 5th. I was messaging that. Yeah. That's kind of how I saw that the way that would go. Yeah. But even then, if you look at those first 10 games, we were doing stuff there that we haven't done since. Like we were passing the ball out the back way better. We were like creating little triangles through midfield and get immediately like springing on teams. There was a balance to the team. Basuma was just like in that holding role, and he was actually breaking the press really well. Those first 3 or 4 games is like exceptional, you know. And then I think he lost a bit of confidence after the Luton game when I think he got sent off. But there was a bit of balance to the team. Madison and Son were linking up really well. They were getting close to each other, forming a good partnership. Since then, we've kind of lost a lot of that. The balance has gone. It's very top heavy, you know. And there's been a lot of vulnerability at the back. We're not passing the ball out well enough from the back. So it's not even the same Ange team as we saw beginning of last season, I don't think.
I think that that's got a lot to do with like the confidence in the team. When the players that come back, some people are saying some of the players weren't fully fit. Like Maddison coming back, he wasn't fully sharp, and he never really got back into his rhythm, compared to how he was in that first part. He was
flying, wasn't he, in that first few
He was unplayable, you know what I mean? Like,
so what do you put that down to, Maddison's sort of drop-off, if it is a drop-off? Because he's still got a lot of goals and assists.
He's our top scorer, as you were saying before.
But he just doesn't play him. He doesn't start him,
He doesn't start him, and I just think it's a mixture of how he profiles the player, I think, and what he thinks he needs against certain oppositions. And I saw Wolves, they play quite centrally at times when they've got a lot of runners, they break spring attacks through the middle a lot, and maybe he feels that if Maddison's on the pitch, he lacks that physicality that Kulu has. And even in terms of like running power, I don't see Maddison as a ball carrier anymore. Do you know what I mean? I see Maddison in the final third.
He's a finesse player. He's like the little flicks players that just like, picks the lock.
Right, exactly. I don't really see him as a player that, and sometimes maybe I'm just prioritising a player like that over a Maddison. And actually, maybe if Maddison started this game, he might have had a different result. I don't know what Johnson offered in that game on the right-hand side. Maybe Cooley would have been suited better on the right, as he has been doing.
It's funny, he did win the penalty and get a goal, didn't he? That's the thing with Johnson.
He did contribute.
That's the thing, isn't it, with him? You know?
It's funny, and I said it myself. If there was a chance that went across the goal that Werner did, and Solanke just missed it, but you're like, Johnson would have been there. Brennan would have been there.
He's the ultimate back post.
So it's like, it's hard to call. It's hard to call right now. I don't know if Ange knows the balance.
Lost? Do you think he's running out of ideas or not, Ange?
That's a good question. At the moment where he is now, he's under severe pressure, in my opinion. Obviously, they came out before this game and they said Ange is not under pressure, but they are aware that he needs to get results to pick them up the table. That was a statement that came out from a journalist. I think it was Dan Kilpatrick that came out with that statement.
Right.
But I don't know if that was the club telling them to pull out that statement, or if that was if that was them speculating, the press speculating that. But I think behind closed doors there is an expectation for Ange to get them up into the table and get them into a European spot. Now, if all of a sudden the 5th spot is Champions League, the remit might change, because does that mean that Europa's 6th and 7th? Does that change? And then 8th becomes conference? I don't know. Is conference good enough for the board? I don't think it is. I don't know if they'll fire him if he gets to Conference League. Because we did fire a manager. We got with Mason. Was it? No, who did we get?
Conte was 4th, wasn't he? He got sacked in 4th. Harry Redknapp.
Well, he
got
left
4th.
technically.
Redknapp was 4th when he got sacked.
Yeah, that was the whole England debacle, wasn't it? The whole.
He got fed up
politics
throughout the year. Yeah,
it's politics. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. Conference for me, I think they might sack him still. I don't know if conference is considered European heritage.
What do you make of Levy came out, didn't he, and said like we have to have a manager that plays the Spurs way. It has to be attacking. It can't be the old boring style.
Yeah.
Anymore. Do you think that's going to almost come back to bite him a little bit, because now he's committed to someone like Ange?
Yeah.
For him to say that he's got all his eggs in one basket, is he now got to find another coach that plays that style of football, or is he now going to show a bit of humility and go, yeah, like we need to? It's a bit like Goldilocks, like it's not quite right, It's
I don't think he's going to go back to ultra defensive or win now type of manager. I think he's going to continue, and it's between Scott Munn and Lange to actually look for the manager, because they're going to be the ones going to be picking the manager. Yeah, they're going to be the ones that are picking it. But I think it's still going to stay in the same frame, because if Lange is picking the players, if he's the one scouting the players, he needs to find a manager that's going to be able to coach them, because we're not going to get a manager now, we're going to get a coach. I think that's the next person that comes in. I think Lange is the one that gets the players in.
Okay. Because we're ready to roll. Okay. All right, we'll leave that. All right, brilliant.
But yeah, we'll go.
All right, we've got our first guest. Hopefully the sound is working. Yes, it sounds promising. Okay, so here we go. Our first guest of the evening is Arsh. How are you doing, Arsh?
Talk to me, Arsh. Talk to me, man.
Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, we're okay,
good.
mate. Where are you calling from today?
I am from Canada. Actually.
Okay.
Basically, I'm from India, but I am here studying and.
All right.
Oh, Canada.
Nice. What did you make of that affair today?
Sorry.
This game was really frustrating. I think by the end of it, I think we conceded the goal after 80 minutes, I guess, and it was very visible that a goal will come either side. Either Spurs will score or Wolves are going to score, but it was very frustrating at the end. By the end, it was very frustrating. Like we didn't take our chances clinically, and which cost us this 3 points today.
Which chances?
I was going to say that.
Which chances?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you.
I think from the collision between Bentaker and Solanke was probably a chance, and there was this. I think I think Sar did a very great, like very good dribble in the opposition box. That could be a became a chance if it would handle in a better way. I think in the second half we didn't create a lot of chances, but the chances we got, we didn't take it like effectively. So
Thing is, though, that the Saar one was where he kind of like managed to somehow get past a few
yeah,
players, like unbelievably. I don't think you could have expected him to even be in that position to even create a chance for himself, right? So
when
I
he
don't
did
think
that, I was screaming. Yeah, at
I
my,
don't
what did
I
he,
don't
is he
I,
doing?
I don't think we were really. I don't think we really created that many chances, did we, Ash?
Oh,
I
didn't.
was about to say the same. I was about to say the same that
Yeah.
we didn't created a lot of chances, but the one which we created, we didn't finish those chances clinically.
Yeah, I mean
Therefore, that
when
cost us the game today.
when
I think
Bentancur
that's
and Solanke tripped over each other, that kind of summed it up, didn't it? It was almost you need the clown music for that. So where do you see us now then? So we're what 11th in the table currently? Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Osh, I mean, what do you see?
clinically, like,
What do you see happening over the next, let's say, 3 or 4 Premier League games? Like where do you see us going up or down or staying where we are or what?
I think it is very difficult to say anything about at this moment. If you look at the table, for the fact we are closer to the bottom side of the table rather than the top side. So and the how the games and results are going right now, nothing is going positive. We are getting injuries in every single game. Every single game, there's an injury to
And there's
some
a new
player.
injury.
Every
Yeah,
single game. I don't
yeah.
know what are we going to do in the next game. Now Bentaker is also banned for the Newcastle game. I mean, it was the last minute, 98th minute. You got a yellow card, but I can see that it was a counter attack from Wolves. It could have gone to some other like to get a big chance for Wolves. He has to go for that tackle, but I mean, nothing is going in our way right now, and
Nothing's going our way.
it's
All right,
really frustrating right now. It's
just
very. I feel it's very scary for Ange. It's getting very scary for Ange now. I think after the match, they were showing Levy on the TV. I can see, and the reaction from Levy was really like he was. It was like he was thinking about something, doing horrible
yeah, yeah.
about.
He had that face like he's brewing something, didn't
Yeah,
he? Like
yeah,
he
yeah,
had to have a
yeah.
little
It
plan.
was
Yeah,
clearly seen. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So anyway, just to finish up, who did you think was our best player?
Today, I mean, I know who was not the best player.
Go on.
I think Sony. I
Yeah,
think he.
I think he was the worst on the pitch.
I
Honestly, I
hate to
do.
say this about Sony, but
I hate it, but yeah,
I hate to say this, but he's not looking good in. I think in almost all the games, he created moments, but he is not consistent at all. He is. Uh, I don't know what he's thinking about. He's low on confidence or what. I don't know, but I think he was not the best player in on that pitch today.
yeah,
I think he
yeah,
should
for
be
sure.
subbed off after halftime. I think so.
Definitely, I know. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? It's sad to see.
Yeah,
Um,
it's sad. It's really sad to say about Sonny,
yeah,
but we need to understand that at some moment we need to change him. I think next year we should not cling on to him. We should see some fresh player on the left side, and we should
yeah.
keep him on the bench. I think that's best for Sony and for this team also. I think
So,
it's
so
best for
do you,
both.
sorry to cut you off, but do you think that's the reason for Spurs' downfall then this season? Like the downfall of Son? Could you link the two together, or maybe why? Because he's meant to be one of the leaders. He's meant to be our captain. He's meant to be one of the proven players that can get goals for us. Do you know what I mean? Solanke's obviously new to the team. You've got Brennan Johnson, he's our top scorer at the moment. But in an attacking team, you need your front players to kind of step up, especially in tight games. We've lost a lot of games by a single goal. You look at Brighton, we lost by a single goal. Today we drew, obviously, but even though it feels like a loss. But again, it's just there's not many goals in it. Fulham draw, Bournemouth 1 goal in it
What's
again.
the point though? Why?
Do you know what I
What's
mean?
that got to do with Son?
But I'm saying isn't Son the leader, the captain? Like in tight moments, you need that special moment from someone.
It doesn't happen
and
anymore,
we
does
just
it?
don't have that player in our squad.
No.
Like,
I think my take on this is like the way the system we play, Sonny doesn't suit on the wing. He does not. I think in some other
so you're saying
system,
it's down to the
he could have
manager? He's
been.
killing him. Is it the manager that's killing him
It's
in
not
the
about
system?
he's killing him. It's not about he's killing him. See, we have to agree to this thing. Like this manager, he has a system, and Sonny does not fit on the left wing. I mean, he
So
can do in moments, but he cannot be the same player which he was like under Conte or under Mourinho, and he cannot be the same under Ange because he plays different from those other coaches, other managers. So, which the perfect position for Sonny is between the like it's not wide; it has to be in the middle, where he can take shots, where he can dribble. We can all see he can dribble. He can dribble past players, but he's not a wide. I think winger. He is a inverted inverted winger, I guess. And this system is not suited for him. And yeah, but I think we need next year we need to change, and we need to change that position really.
Fair enough.
I think otherwise, if we stay on Sony, I think it will not be a good decision. I think so. I think if we can do it in January, it will be great. But I would like to see some new player in that area. I think next winter.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't
Yeah,
it, seeing Sonny's sort of decline? You know,
yeah, it's very
it's
sad.
like
But
seeing
but
it's like
it's a
seeing the
fact, it's a
family
fact.
dog starting to die, isn't it? It's a little bit. Like that.
I've always thought that we did this with Kane. We should always succession plan a lot better, knowing like a player. Obviously, he's 32, but he's like biologically, you would have thought his bio age is.
You normally get it with like the players that are very explosive.
Yeah.
They have a very quick decline.
Yeah.
It's the players that don't rely on that so much. They have more of a longevity, like your
That's right.
Sheringham's, maybe a Kane or something.
That's
like
right.
That, you know, but those
That's right.
explosive players, they.
But in terms of succession planning,
Yeah.
do you not think that Spurs should have been like
Looking in the
looking
market.
in that market?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe
Come
to
on, I
bring in someone like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And that's why I've gone back to it. And I'm like, what are we doing?
preempting it kind of thing.
What
you know?
what is that like? We're very reactive. I feel
Of course,
as a
well,
club.
we know that.
I
Yeah,
think-
it's all reactive and not proactive.
We could have done this last window in our last window, but we were not able to do that. But I think in the next window or in January, it should be the main priority to replace Sony. I guess it's hard to say this, but it's a fact. It's a fact.
Do you think Son goes somewhere else though and actually performs better?
You don't want him to go. I don't know. Oh, okay. If he
Like if
performs
Son
in
was to
some-
play at Liverpool,
I
for
think-
example, do you think he'd
See-
perform any different or any better? Or do you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
No,
sure, sure.
I'm not sure, but Ash, what do you think?
I think he will. I think he will. I think
So then-
e-
so
even,
would
if,
you- would-
even in this team, if we change the manager, if we like, if
This is what I'm asking. If you
let's-
change the
let's
manager,
somehow
if you change the
Conte
system,
come again or
will we get more out of
Mourinho
Son?
come again.
I think he's just
somehow.
lost all his sharpness, and it's not even coming back, is it? Let's be honest.
Fair enough, man.
I don't know,
I just
but-
wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah,
no,
it's a good
there's
one.
no
We'll
right
have
or
to get
wrong
one that
here.
comes on.
It's all opinions. So
Anyway,
I just,
Ash, thank you for watching Spurs today.
thank you
be
for
paid
coming
more
on.
on it.
Thanks for coming on and
But thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
on all the way
guys.
from Canada. So
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
cheers, man.
big up Arsh, man.
Big up. All right, we can actually hear people in the waiting room as well.
Yeah,
Leaving
it's
little
interesting.
comments, so,
Who do we have on next, man?
I
Mr.
can't-
6 Yard
what's that say?
Box.
6 yard. Okay, so we've got someone called 6 Yard Box. Here he is. Yeah, there we
Go
go.
on, coach. Talk to me, Unks. Talk to me. How do we
Do you know
sort this
Do
out?
you know him?
We spoke
boss.
before. You all right?
You
How
all
do
right?
we sort this out, man? What's the solution, man? Give us the remedy.
Solution is
What it-
me. Solution for me is just stick with the manager. Hopefully, get players back. That's the solution for me. At the
So
end
you're
of the
saying
day.
wait it out.
Just wait out till the summer, and the summer then make a decision then. Because I don't see a queue of managers lining up to come and take the job. Good managers. There's no point bringing in, I don't know, what's his name, Ryan Mason, to come and steady the ship till the end of the season.
Hypothetical, quickly. Sorry to cut you. I know you're in full flow. But if there was a top manager that you liked, that you felt that could come in, would you get him in? Would you get him in? Spurs are 11th at the moment, and obviously, we've got the injuries how we are. But yeah, would you get him in, or would you stick?
That's not gonna. I don't think that will fix the problem with the issues we have now because we have injuries. That's the problem. We have injuries. So bringing in a new manager, I don't know. It's gonna change the system. I don't know. Players are still gonna make mistakes. The last 4 games we've been playing basically on the counter. We are not even pressing. When we concede goals, we play low blocks. Today we were defending all throughout. Today, Wolves had most of the possession today. But when players don't track runners, they don't take responsibilities. That's what happens, isn't it? So,
But Tom's argument is that, and he said this earlier in the stream. He said when we played Ipswich, when we played Crystal Palace, when we played was it Brighton?
We had Romero and Van der Ven, right?
Yeah, that was his argument. So even with the fit players, we're still losing those games at home as well, especially.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose games anyway when you have your full team. You're gonna lose games. We've lost against teams that we were not supposed to lose against in the past. Going through history of Tottenham, go through any club, you're gonna lose games. But when you have your first 11 every single time playing, you're gonna win more games. So you're gonna lose games in a season. You're gonna lose a game, a couple of games to teams that you're not supposed to.
I think the question though here is it going to make that much difference though?
Well, yeah, but if we've got a full team out, yeah, definitely. Because we saw that first 10 games last season, when we have most of our full 11 playing. Because now it's been one player getting injured, another comes in, if they get injured again, there's no run of games for these players to actually get match fit. Bentancur was back today. He's got a yellow card. He's off again now. So our match fitness is different from actually you getting fit to actually to train. It's a completely different thing. So these players are not they're not playing regularly. So for them to get into rhythm of games, and
that's just Bentancur though. Like we've got 8 out of the 11 players in the team at the moment.
Yeah, but most of them they've played a lot of games as well. Most of them they play games consistently. Sar's been in and out. They've been playing games. They play games as well. So nobody's actually really that fresh. And when the managers make changes as well, when it brings people in, they don't have the impact that you expect. That could be due to so many reasons. The team as a whole is not confident enough because we are conceding really stupid goals.
But isn't the actual freshness, isn't that down to the manager rotating the squad properly?
That's
because
I was going to say
you're meant to, instead of having Kulusevski, who I think is in the red at the moment, playing every single game, whether it's on the wing or in the midfield, he hasn't had a chance to rest. Maybe play Maddison and Johnson together. Do you know what I mean? Why hasn't he done that? And you're seeing the doggy come out with a hamstring injury. It's by no coincidence.
Surprise, yeah.
It's by no surprise, sorry. So isn't it down to Ange to rotate this squad a little bit better and take care of some of his players to avoid these injuries and stop us? Because we're in a situation. Let's be real. Because of players like Van der Ven playing every second, Romero. I know it's a different injury, but.
Rushing them back.
Odeberg was playing in the Olympics, and he played a full season at Burnley, straight into Olympics, came back straight into the Spurs team, and wasn't rotated as much as he could be. And then for the first time in his career, he's picked up a hamstring injury that he's never had before.
It would have been even worse if we're in the Champions League because he would not have been able to put any youngsters on any rotation. He would just every time try and put the best 11 out. It would have been even more stretched.
Right then. Yeah. So isn't it not down to Ange to manage it and maybe the intensity? We don't know what happens in training. I'll say that, but isn't it down to him to manage the players better?
Yeah, but I think he's trying to do that. But when players keep getting injured, or when somebody comes in gets suspended again, before he plays, before he gets advice from the medical team as well, they're gonna say he's not gonna say, okay, I'm gonna play him even if the guy can't walk. He's gonna get advice from the medical team, and they go, okay, you can give me 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, let me put in for 25, 30 minutes. So. We don't have the figures, we don't have the stats, the numbers to know one way or the other. But I think he's trying. The team is just suffering from confidence. That's the way I look at it. They are not confident enough because we are not winning games. We are shedding a lot of goals as well, and we need our 2 centre backs fit badly. I'm not saying that's the reason why we're.
I hear that.
Those centre backs, it affects the way we play, the way we set up, because they start plays as well. That's why most people don't understand. Those 2 centre backs, they set the plays from the back as well, the way we play, So we need those two. I think Van der Ven is back next week, and Richarlison, I think so. They're back on next week training or something. So
it's Richarlison and Mikey Moore, I believe. Richarlison and Mikey Moore.
Yeah, I think I saw something whereby Andrew was saying maybe Mickey might be back as well, but I'm not Mickey Van der Ven. So you know, we need those centre backs back though. That's for me anyway. Just to, you know, even actually Gray as well. The guy is putting in everything, but he could pick up an injury anytime as well, because he's played every single game for the past God knows how many weeks now. So you know, we just for me, we just got to ride it out and hopefully get some good results, and then, you know, see where we are at the end of the season.
What did you expect Spurs to be at home, a Wolverhampton side? As Tom was saying, we had at least 8 of those players that would regularly play and start in that side. I know you said about, you know, centre backs do start the way we attack, but did you see Ange ball today? Was it slightly different?
Yeah, that's what people say. Ange is like one way, plan A. But for the past, go and watch our last 3-4 games: Chelsea, Fulham, Roma, and I can't remember another team. We after we got our goals, we sat back and we were trying to play. We were conserving energy, trying to play on the counter, but we kept losing the ball in transition. Sometimes when we go forward to go and score, we lost the ball. Players are making stupid decisions. Bissouma against Chelsea, diving in, losing the ball. You know, Roma, nobody marking at the far post. They got an equalizer. You know, we see all those games. We players are not, and the way I look at it, it comes down to the fact that these players, they might not be good for this system, or they don't yet understand the system, what the manager wants to, where they need to be on the pitch. It's one of those two things, and we are not a finished article here. People think we're going to be blowing teams over now. No, it might even be more than 3 years. So we just have, for me anyway, we have to keep building the squad, signing players and getting players in.
So you would say, even if we lost against Newcastle at home, right?
Yeah.
You would still give the manager time and say, like, the players need more time to adjust to the system, because you're saying 3 years is basically what they need, not.
That's when I judge. That's when I judge. That's when I'll judge. That's when I judge the manager. Conte, all the past managers as well. That's the way I look at it. You got to give them like 3 seasons, unless you are basically, I don't know, you're bottom of the, relegation zone or something like that. But you got to give managers time. You have to give them time.
I mean, we're 11th.
Especially at Tottenham anyway.
But Ange came out and he was the one that said, judge me in my second season. Don't judge me in my first season. Judge me in my second season. So I think, not you, obviously, you're saying 3rd, 4th season you'll judge him, not in this season. But him putting the pressure on himself, he's now 11th. Do you think the board are thinking slightly different to how, I know how you're thinking, but do you think the board thinks slightly different if he doesn't get a result against Newcastle? Because I think there's one thing being 8th, there's one thing being 7th. But
12th, 13th, whatever it could be. Yeah,
we could be 12th, 13th, and then that's closer to like what you were saying, the relegation. Like, where's your cut-off point? Where do you think the board's cut-off point is? Because everyone has a cut-off point.
Because I don't know what the board are thinking. Because the board, I don't know, they could decide to sack him now and bring in Ryan Mason, and we do what we normally do every single season. Anytime something goes wrong, we do what we normally do. We get a new manager or somebody to steady the ship, and then we go on to the end of the season. Then the summer, we start all over again. And then we go through this thing whereby the new manager comes in, we fly up the table. As soon as we go into a bad run, everybody starts crying into their chips. And then keep going around in circles. Are we not tired of this, man?
No, yeah,
personally,
that's true. No,
I'm done.
That's
I'm tired
definitely
of changing
true.
managers.
That's definitely true, but what if that is true, but it's also true that Ange is just like not a good manager? Like, can't the two truths exist?
But we've done that before. Was Mourinho not a good manager? Was Conte not a good manager? We can't keep saying every time a good manager comes to Tottenham, we sack them and then we go, oh, they are not good managers. No, we for me, at the end of this season, if we don't get move up the table, or maybe I don't know, 6th, 7th or whatever European football, and then maybe I don't like saying we have to win a cup because I don't know. Tottenham fans come out and say, "Yeah, we have to win a cup." Nobody has a right to win Jack. We've not won anything in 25 years. The way the club is run, no manager is going to win anything. Let's be honest. You know, we can have a conversation about the owners. We can go and protest about the owners. That's a separate thing. But the way the club is run and the way managers are treated at this club, they will never ever succeed.
Yeah,
That's
I agree with
fact.
that. I agree with that. Yeah.
So unless we face the reality and go, okay, let's go and get the top of the top of the tree. Let's go and fix the top. Let's go and protest every day. And we have 5 million people outside the stadium protesting against the owners to go. We are picking on the wrong people. We keep picking on managers, which for me, we are just wasting time. We are not serious.
Let me ask you this then: Do you think Ange goes like somewhere else and he wins something? Do you think
110%? We've seen that before in the past. We've seen it in the past. Mourinho did it. Every manager's done it. So
mate, Steven Gerrard won in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
That's not even a question. That's not a question, man. That's,
I hear what you're saying about we shouldn't keep. We're on like a hamster wheel where we keep bringing in a new manager. It lasts 18 months. We get a new one in. No, I get that, but at the same time, if you have a bad manager, you shouldn't say, "Oh, we need to keep him," just because we're like repeating the same pattern over and over again. You still have to look at it objectively and go, "Is Ange doing enough to hold his job?" Right now, I don't think he is. But are you
right
now?
Yeah.
But are you saying he should still keep his job just because we can't keep repeating the same patterns of the past few years, though?
For me, personally, for me, like I said to you, for me, the way I'm looking at it is like, okay, at the end of the third, when we get to the third year, I want to see improvements in terms of the squad.
Third year? You think he's going to, the third season?
You didn't hear it before. You didn't hear it.
That's what I said.
Third or fourth year, I thought he said, yeah. But do you think
I said at the end of the third season.
But is he going to get one, though?
Or at the start of the third season,
right?
Yeah, you want to see that the team is playing really well. You want to see improvements. You want to see that, okay, we've got new players in, we are improving. But now, the only way we'll know if we've improved or not is at the end of the season. But by the end of the season, we see where we are. At the end of, if we finish 6th or 7th or whatever, for me, I'll still keep the manager, and then we'll go again in the summer.
You'd go again. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Cool, man. I mean,
all right. Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. 6-yard box.
Big up 6-yard box, man.
Yeah.
People like you in the comments, man.
Thank you very much. I'll see you later, man.
See you later.
See you later, man.
Didn't ask where he was calling out of. Oh, here we go. Here we go. In the waiting room.
Well, some of them like him in the comments, not everyone.
Straight in. Are you ready, Sam? Yep. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Who's this one? Who's this one?
Brian.
Have you got anything
Tottenham
interesting to say
tour.
based on that game? It was a bit drab, wasn't it?
You're on mute.
Oh no, you're muted.
He said he's Ange out. I heard he says Ange out. He's like Ange out, Ange out.
You hear me now?
No,
you hear me now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, let me just say hello to everyone in the chat and you guys at the We Are Tottenham Hamstring TV. Jesus Christ, Jesus. I mean, what can we say? What can we do? We've ended the year very, very poorly. Very, very. I heard Ash on the way home read that stat about first time for a while that we've gone 5 home games without a win. These kind of stats and these kind of performances are all leading up to one thing, aren't they? They really. You can defend and as much as you want and as much as I have.
But it comes to time.
It's a results-based business.
It is results, man.
It's a results-based business, and things are going on. We don't have the squad to be able to compete. When we do have the full squad, we're running them to death so badly they're picking up injuries, and these are hamstring injuries. These are muscle injuries. The play. Listen, I heard you both talk about Dominic Solanke, and for me, I thought Solanke did very well today. We bought Dominic Solanke. We bought Dominic Solanke to score goals.
Yeah.
But we've got absolutely no one to give him service. So what he does is hold up play. What he does for the team, and the amount of times he picks the ball up from the halfway line and runs that ball, and then when we do finally get the ball in, we bought a striker who had all these goal poaching attributes, the most headed goals, and then we don't give anyone to get in the service. You know how I describe it? It's literally buying Dominic Solanke and not buying quality for him is like buying a man with one left leg and only one leg, a right foot shoe.
We've got our Tottenham back.
It's like why have we gone and spent so much money for a striker to score goals, whose key attributes are chasing guys down, doing all the work rate that he does, but then he's having to work so hard and come and help the team getting the ball up the top that by the time he gets into the box, he's not there for the quality. The quality just isn't there.
So we are, mate.
Well, he's
so
never
we
going
are.
to get the service. That's the thing. But there was moments there though, like when he drove forward, he had loads of space, and instead of his touch like being into the front of the goal, wasn't it? He sort of.
That I agree. You know, he's got to do.
And then he's so slow to open his hips up to get the shot off, and then he ends up getting tackled. He just lacks so much killer instinct for me. It was just a little bit disappointing.
I agree, JC. I agree. I can agree with that part. When he gets his opportunities, there's no doubt he needs to be more ruthless. There's no doubt. But do you know what? We've gone from a time, JC. You and I like to reminisce in our we always do.
Eros.
You and I have seen Clive Allen. Clive Allen banging in 47 goals in the season, or 49 when it was. Your Gary Linekers, your Jurgen Klinsmanns, your Teddy Sheringham's, your Berbatovs, your Harry Kanes.
Yeah.
We've had striker upon striker. There's always been that focal point at the top. You're like, you know what? He's good for a goal. Guaranteed. You know what? If we get a chance, there's a striker up top of elite quality, in goal scoring, as well as, and we just don't have it. We've gone from there. You look at wingers. We've gone from your Bows, your Ginolas, your Waddles. You get to Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
Listen, the drop in quality. Listen, I will say, we'll get into the game, but I just want to say, since we've been in this game-changing stadium, remember that? Game-changing. We have gone through 7 managers in 5 years, and that's only because I've included Mason once.
Yeah.
Should be 8 if you want to get complete how many managers have managed Tottenham in that stadium. How can any manager have a chance to build anything if you've had 7, technically 8? We left White Hart Lane second in the league and genuine title contenders after 2 back-to-back, from Champions League regulars in Wembley to a Champions League final in the first season we got there. All right, a lot of it was at Wembley. So now bottom of the league, or not bottom of the league, bottom half of the league. Everything is just rescinding. The game
here's another stat. Here's another stat.
Wait, Ashman, let me just hit this one massive thing, because this is a massive point. The game-changing stadium with that 17,500 white wall of noise, people say don't get toxic in there, support the team. How about you can hear a pin drop in that place. You could hear, you know what? When Lucas Moura did the skywalk and screamed out "Coys, coys, 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 coys," that was louder than 62,000 people in that stadium. The game changer. The game changers, that atmosphere in that stadium today. Don't get me wrong, the team were horrific. The team were not horrific. They were put as a poor performance. I'll tell you that back, not horrific. But people say get in there and support the team. Well, did you? Because there was more noise in the Scotland Yard today.
Well, what were you doing there?
What was the stat you were going to do, bro?
The stat I was going to read from StatMuse FC is Tottenham are the first team in the Premier League history to fall behind 1-0 in 15 home games in a single calendar year.
What? The first team ever? Did you say?
First team ever in the Premier League history to fall 1-0 behind in the at home in 15 home games in a single calendar year.
Oh God!
So just breaking new stats, new
trophy for us.
Yeah, another trophy.
This is what we've become. Stats FC, breaking records FC. These are the kind of records. Undefeated in our last home season at the Lane, to being the first home team to go 1-0 down 16 times in a calendar year. Yeah. Well, it's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful, isn't it, guys?
Yeah. Let's talk.
What do you put that down to then?
Mate, listen,
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
No. Forget that man up top.
Yeah.
Forget that.
Whoops.
Forget that.
You can't.
Forget him. Listen, I can always bang on about him and go for him. But we all know that is the main reason.
Yeah.
The stats that I just provided about the game-changing stadium managers and where we were in the league, it's all down to him. All down to him for not backing managers or not buying players at a point of strength, not replacing quality with quality, not giving the manager time. But these players, like I said, back in the 90s when I was going regularly, those players fought. There was passion, there was pride, there was respect, there was dedication for that badge. They're just going through the motions. Now, I get it. There's loads of injuries. I get it that they could be tired. I get it that they're down to the bare bones. But there's just, I don't see a game plan. I don't see an identity. I don't see what we're trying to do. Again, Wolves were very compact. Very, very compact. You could see it every time we got near their final third. You could see 8 or 9 men behind the ball. It was always good. Listen, that was always going to be difficult. But then when we do create chances, we're not taking them. I see many times, I don't know if you see the game same as me, there's so many times where we can take shots from outside the box or that player that should be in the shot, but we have to make that one extra pass. Whether that's a confidence thing, whether that's whatever it may be, it's just I don't see what we're trying to achieve in games. When we're playing teams like Manchester City, Aston Villa, and their teams that want to come out and play football, I understand what we're doing. I understand the game plan. I understand we're waiting and we're going to pounce and be quick off the mark. But as soon as the team says, right, we're just going to step back, keep our shape, let them come on to you.
We're screwed, yeah.
Yeah, we just, there's no idea. There's no idea.
So what is it? Is it the manager or is it the squad? Because some
It's
people
both.
are saying,
It's
but
both.
what would you lean more towards? Because some people lean towards the squad, like the squad hasn't been built efficiently. That's why Ange's are failing. And some people say, nah, Ange's just not it for the Prem. Like, he's just not that at that level. So which side do you lean on towards more?
This is so hard for me because
Yeah, I know.
obviously
It's not sorry,
the
it's a terrible
team has
question.
never been. Listen, the team has never been built properly, has it? Let's be seriously. In recent history, it's always been left short. Whether it be a centre back that we desperately need now, or left back. The fact Reguilon has had to come on right now just shows how poor
He
poor
looked
things are.
so shocked when he came on, didn't he?
Oh, me?
Mate,
He was almost Instagramming his mum just to say I'm about to come
Just
on.
look at it. Since Antonio Conte's come, guys, no manager has really wanted him here. And he's got onto the pitch because Spence is injured.
Yeah.
Suspended. And Destiny, that's the only reason he got on the pitch. I completely forgot he was on the bench. I was like, what are we going to do? Dorrington in the centre, move Gray to the left. I completely forgot he even existed.
I know, he forgot he existed.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, of course.
We've got a left
But
back.
the teams haven't been built right. Listen, the injuries are a major factor, but how this medical team aren't struck off, let alone out of a job, because it just keeps happening. Whether it's on the pitch, off the pitch, in training, where they're
Only
coming
under
back.
Ange, though, right? Only under Ange.
It's not been this bad, but it's happened with other managers. We remember Jose even saying it in the documentary. It's not been as severe, but remember we had Kane and Son out at times. But they were like, well, he couldn't believe what the medical team was saying. When there's that bit in the documentary where Jose Mourinho's like, what are you talking about? This has been reoccurring. But the manager's listen, I've backed him, but I'm also firm and fair, and he's got to take some accountability. He has to take some accountability. There's no way of getting away. Listen, I can talk blue in the face and go, yeah, he's the man, don't sack him, because I don't trust a dick at the top to do it, anything different. But I just got this. I just don't even know. I mean, I can't see us beating Newcastle. Certainly can't see us beating the filth. And then what?
Everton, maybe? I'm checking out.
Mate, listen. Then we got Liverpool. Remember, we got Liverpool and
Everton away.
Tamworth. We got Liverpool. Listen, and
I
now
can't see us
you
being
gotta look-
Tamworth at this rate.
mate, you got to look at it, Jesse, as well. January's coming. Listen, January is here now. Basically, we don't play until the window's open.
Yeah.
Actually, Now we're at kind of a conversation where whether people back Ange or not, do they either say the Tottenham either say Ange Postecoglou, we are sticking with you. This is just scenarios, not saying it's happening. We're sticking with you, and to do that, we are giving you what you want. Go fill your book. Do Spurs trust him with that? If there is talks about another manager, if there is another manager on the if in the boardroom, if there is a bit of unrest and they are talking about what do we do? Do you give Ange Postecoglou a penny? Because they don't know. Either way, we don't spend money.
What's the number one priority for you in this window? Because we're basically, the year's done. That was our last game. Who's your number one player? Not player, but what position, should I say, do you bring into this club moving forward? What do we desperately need is what I'm asking.
Put it this way, if I could go get two players now, not by name, but by position that I think we desperately need. Left back, immediately, number one position to fill. And I would actually try and get a right winger that can actually give Dominic Solanke service. They would be the top two, but I don't mean one of these youngsters that might come good or a tricky winger. I want a winger that he gets the ball, he puts balls in the box.
So interestingly,
there's so much more we need. We need.
I'm just gonna, because you said right wing. So do you think then between Son, Werner, and Mikey Moore, we have enough on that left wing?
Well, that's the thing. The only reason I say right, Ashbatik, is you've just said three players. I know.
I know. I'm just quickly. I know.
The only reason I'm doing it is for balance, because there's Solanke. Sorry, Solanke. There's Johnson, and if there's not Johnson, it means moving Kulusevski out of his best position, and he's not. He's far more important to us in the centre than on the right, but he is an option. So I'd rather say there's Johnson and this winger. And hopefully this player is of better quality, certainly for whipping balls in, which is the winger I want, than Johnson. And at least that gives a bit of balance on there so we can keep Kulusevski central. Left side is just as bad. Son has been poor again, was poor today. I think we all thought he was going to put the penalty away. He doesn't miss penalties, does he? He doesn't miss penalties apart from this. It's so typical.
I think we predicted he'd miss. I think I said he's going to miss this, though.
I have to say, though, I have to say, the Solanke Bentancur calamity, is there anything more Spursy than that? Some Spurs' Christmas up in one foul blow.
That was it. I know, it summed up the game, didn't it? It summed up our kind of last 12 months a little bit, didn't it?
The way I looked at it, guys, is Bentancur could see Solanke was running onto it. Solanke could not see.
He couldn't see it behind him. Yeah,
said that.
Yes, so I thought that maybe they did shout because that stadium was so loud they couldn't hear the shout.
That was just
they can use
that's what it was. The aeroplane taking off decibel levels. They couldn't hear each other.
By the way, Brian, was there any protest today after the game?
No. So basically, all I know is protests will be ongoing, but Change for Spurs, they put out a press release, or press release, I don't know how you say it, whatever you want to call it, a statement, whatever you want to call it, saying that obviously they've ordered banners and everything like that due to the Christmas post and everything hasn't got there on time, and they want to make sure they can target a game where they can properly plan and properly put more than 2 weeks into it to really try and
get numbers.
That's the route they're going down. And like I said, I mean, whether they did it or not, again, that stadium, I mean, there was not even, I didn't hear one Ange Postecoglou song. Is it in favour of him? That one that you normally hear sang loud and proud. There was none of that I could hear. No. I heard a Kulusevski song. And I hear all these people in chats, like in this chat now, like in my channel's chat, like in every channel. Last word on Spurs. No matter it's Cowlins, no matter where you stand, Tottenham away. I can see Eugene here, Persuasion TV. Everyone's chat. There's loads of people that go, I'm going to go to the game and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to shout and scream, I'm going to go to the protest. And then nothing. Literally nothing. So it's just this fan base. Just they can't even do this right. This fan base. Listen, if you don't support Levy out protest or you don't want Levy out, that's your right. These people openly say it. and they don't turn up to protest. Fair play to them. The people that I know that say I'm going to be there turn up. Fair play to them. It's the people that give it the mouth and say I'm going to be there, I'm going to turn up, I'm coming here to support you, I'm going to make noise, I'm going to do this, and then don't do anything. What's the point? What is the point of just saying it and then not doing it? People like to talk the walk, talk the talk, but they won't walk the walk.
Yeah, you're better off not talking, isn't it?
Exactly.
Talking.
Pretty much.
Exactly, mate. It's just a sad state of affairs. Listen, no matter where you want to look at this with Spurs right now, whether it be the owners, the atmosphere, the players, the manager, we are in a very bad place. Whether it's give the manager time or not, whether it's are these owners going to change, will the stadium atmosphere ever improve? Well, who knows? Because this fan base won't come together. So there's no direction, and that goes throughout the club as well. This club don't have a clue what they're doing. They don't have a clue. From top to bottom, they don't know what they're doing. Apart from the admins on Twitter that like to just troll us with the crap they put out.
Any positives?
Positives that I don't have to watch Spurs next Saturday. I've got a week off. But the worst thing about it is it's a 7:30 a.m. kickoff here in Toronto, which means I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get there. So yeah, but listen, I mean, can you guys
Stay in bed, mate. Stay in bed.
Yeah. Asthmatic, serious question. Can you take one positive away?
Go and hug some loved ones. Go hug some
from everything of today's game.
Today's game.
Have other hobbies.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just saying. He said, "Can you find other positives?" And I'm trying to find solutions. The solution is to find other hobbies and go hug your loved ones.
Yeah, fair enough. But I'm actually trying to think of an actual positive from today.
I mean, look, you could say that, Kulu's still fit. He's not injured. That's positive. Obviously we got, I would say we didn't lose. It's a positive. I don't know if we could use that as a positive. You know what? I haven't got any.
No, it's difficult to find. It's actually quite difficult to find a positive from today, if I'm being honest.
Because anything I say
is
Go on.
Can you hear Brian?
Yeah.
I've lost.
I can hear you. Go on. I can hear you. Go on.
I'll tell you one thing in closing, and I'll be interested to see what people think of this. When the official gave 8 minutes of extra time, was you either yes, come on, we can sneak one, or shit, I wish it was shorter. Because I was the latter.
What was I missed?
I was the latter. When I saw 8 minutes, I was like, oh no.
Really?
I was just like, I'd be interested to know what the chat said. I did not feel with Wolves getting the late equaliser.
You could have gone to win it.
Yeah. And that's
I thought
another.
it was on a knife edge, personally.
But you know what? Back in the day, I remember we'd really need a goal, and we'd absolutely fly at teams in those injury time minutes, wouldn't we? We'd absolutely throw everything. But now it's just we get into injury time, and it's almost as if they just we'll potter around a little bit. They've just no urgency to get the ball in the box. Just to get some crosses in or anything. It's almost like they were quite happy just to see the game out. Now, that's shocking, isn't it?
It's bad.
Yep. They probably want to get back into the concourse and start dancing and drinking some beers. Do some side of your head dancing in the concourses. So who knows? Listen, I'll let you get on because you've got 3 other people here. I'll let you get on. But everyone in the chat, have a very happy and healthy new year. Everyone in the back end here, happy and healthy new year. You too, happy and healthy new year.
Brian, and you have a great New Year's, mate.
You as well.
And I'll see you shortly.
That's what,
man.
mate. Take care, man.
Take care. Bye. Good to see old Brian, the regular. Do you know what I was just saying to you, wasn't I? That I've never seen someone be so omnipresent on all the different Spurs channels. He puts a shift in on Brian, doesn't he?
He does.
I was just flicking between a few. Yours, another one. He's just he's there, like a regular, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely on it, man. He's definitely on it. Before we go to our next caller, though, we do have a super chat from Jory. First of all, Jory, welcome to Gold. He's become a Gold member.
Oh, about time, Jory.
Not Austin Powers. But yeah, he's got a chat saying we have to manage our fatigue squad. I wish Andrew would do it But he won't. He is destroying his own project, and managing will only deepen his crisis.
And management, like squad.
So and managing will only deepen the crisis. Yeah. So him staying in the job.
His lack of management, his lack of squad rotation, his bloody mindedness, his stubbornness has kind of cost him.
Yeah, that's Jory super chat.
Hi, Jory. That's it.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that's our super chat. All right. So shall we then bring on Holmesy? Cool name, MC Holmesy.
Big up.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm all right. All right. Where are you calling out from today, mate?
Tasmania, Australia. So I had to get up.
Tasmania. Hobart?
Yeah.
Are you in Hobart?
Yeah.
Tasmania.
Yeah, you are. There you go. Joggers knowledge.
Joggers, yeah.
All right. So, was it worth getting up for this game or not?
It's hard. It honestly is one of those hard things to say. Like, do I get up or do I just stay in bed? Unfortunately, I got up to watch it, and not good. Definitely not good.
What's who's the problem? What's going on, man? Well, what's the issue here?
You see everyone say Ange out. Like, you're going to think, oh, he's Australian. You know, he's going to stick by Ange just because of that. But I think
no,
it's more of a responsibility to the players to bring a different perspective. I reckon
The players
and take more responsibility. Yeah. Like, how much can Ange do apart from point fingers and coaching them? And you've got players out there worth absolute bank not being able to put in a good performance.
Yeah, but who's coaching them though? That's the thing. Like, who on that pitch would you say in the last 18 months has improved as a player under Ange? His coaching.
Well, you've got to. Well, that's a good question. If you don't take out individual players, because obviously it's a team performance thing, but you're going to have your highs and lows. But I think as a whole perspective, from where I see it, it's just, I think we just need to obviously keep Angie in, use the January transfer window to buy some more quality, and hopefully improve. Like, you've got Sonny out there who's literally could take long service leave and not performing as well as what he used to.
Yeah, Son's like, it's like if he was a horse, he would have been shot, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. You love him.
Hate to say it, but it's just like he's gone, mate. He's gone.
Sorry,
should laugh, but I love Sonny, but I think it's like the writing's on the wall with Sonny. Yeah. All right, so you're just saying so okay, so this is your point is just stick with Ange, get a signing in January, stick it out to the end of the season, and then what?
Just make sure we don't take the foot off the throat, because we look more dangerous when we've got teams under pressure, and then as soon as we back off, we look terrible. And like as was said before, I think with 6 Yard Box was saying to keep Ange in, just because of the fact of you got to base him off a couple of years, even though Ange reckons you've got base me after my second year. It's going to take him a lot longer than what he reckons to adapt to different situations in the Premier League. Like, we've gone through 7 managers already. We've gone through quality managers. We've gone through quality players that just haven't lived up to our expectations as fans. So,
like, looking forward to Newcastle. We've got them next, and then we've got Arsenal in the league. Because I'm just talking about league at the moment. I know we've got Liverpool in the cup. We've got Tamworth in the cup. But do you see Spurs picking up points against either Newcastle or Arsenal? Because that would be 3 games on the spin without a win, possibly. And then we could end up, dare I say it, 14th,
below
15th, below Everton, Yeah,
I'll have to have a look
when for you is enough as a fan?
Yeah, how bad does it need to be before, Levy's going to pull the trigger?
I reckon Newcastle will get done, but hopefully they bring out some I can't say because it's swearing, but a better attitude towards Arsenal to absolutely kick the shit out of them. Just play that way. Enough for me is if it happens a few more times, I probably might just say 2:00 start. I'm staying in bed.
Stay in bed.
Yeah, because I can see Arsenal. I'm being serious now. Arsenal away, because our away record's poor. I know our home record's not much better, but our away record against because the last game they was ultra defensive. But I think if they were to give us a good hiding, I think that's
five, let's say.
Yeah, if they because remember Liverpool gave us 6-3.
Yeah.
And Arsenal are quite solid. Do you know what I mean? I know they've lost Saka, but again, when they were missing like Odegaard, they were missing a number amount of players.
Just think of the drop off because you remember last season at Emirates. I think that was one of our best performances.
It was, yeah, you're right.
It was so balanced. It was very, you know, you knew what you were getting. There was passages of play. There was an identity there.
Yeah.
You know, but now it just like compare us now to that.
Night and day.
You can't see us getting a 2-2, can you?
Night and day.
Yeah,
So my concern is, and I hear what you're saying. You're like, you know, Anjin, you know, it's the players, but these players are going to get him sacked. Do you know what I mean? And I fear if we play Arsenal and they give us a good hiding, I can't see anywhere out of it. Even if Mason Ball's around the corner because I can't see the cup saving him. I said at the start of the stream he won't get it, you know, but this is a must-win game to help him.
You said today was must-win, didn't you?
Yeah, I said today was must-win.
Well, now it's Newcastle's
must-win,
isn't it? They're all must-win at this
They're
point.
all must-win, yeah. I mean, like, just these
I don't
league
think they're all
games.
must-win. I think if he draws against Newcastle and Arsenal, he's still in.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Arsenal would be a massive
Not
point.
that I think he should be necessarily, but I'm just saying I don't think
Arsenal
he's
would be
going
a
to...
massive point if we managed to draw
If we got
that.
a point at Emirates, I think that would, in Levy's eyes, might kind of...
I think if we lose, like the more pressure's going to be on Levy, especially if we haven't made a signing by then. Like, I think a signing needs to come in.
It's going to be one like he's going to go into like bargain basement sort of French league player, isn't he? You know.
Well, we were linked to. Sorry to cut in, but like we were linked to the former Everton player, weren't we? That's at Atalanta. Ben Godfrey, I believe it is. He's a centre back that can also play left back.
Fantastic. Get excited.
So that's what, because what you mentioned, because I was listening, Holmesy, you were saying, you know, hopefully we get to January and we make 1 or 2 signings, and I was like,
he's not going to make 2 signings. He always makes just one signing just to make us feel like, oh, we've got. He throws us a crumb.
Well, I think it will be a stopgap in centre back / left back and a signing. So I think it'll be a loan signing, and then I think it'll
be like another Nkudu or an NG or something like that. It'll be that kind of player.
Kind of someone that's we've not seen coming. Like, do you know what I mean? Someone that's a bit left of the field. Like, bro, who's that player? You have to Google him.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a Google job. We know that.
What would you want to see?
It's just becoming like laughable now.
What would you want to see? How do you think Ange should be back? That's what I should be asking. Like, if we're going to go into this January window and do something and maybe get a result against Liverpool in the cup.
Timo out for starters. I don't like him. Just
cut his contract.
Like him.
Do you think that will happen? We'll cut his contract. I'm not too sure.
Oh, you just see his touches out there. It's just shocking.
Yeah, no, we see it. We see it too.
Hospital passes. Yeah.
I'd like to see. Well, obviously we got Richie coming back soon. I just want to see us sign someone that's going to give like the likes of Kula, Brennan Johnson, Bentancur more of a challenge to want to keep their position. And then if they want to have that challenge, that's obviously going to make them play a lot better on a game day. So hopefully that works out for us. But like I just want to see a fight. Like from where I'm sitting, if you say the likes of Ben Foster, he, in our eyes, he's just a backup goalkeeper, right?
He was almost injured today, wasn't it? There was like a scare he had where he was down on the floor for a second.
But we shouldn't have the thought process of saying, he's just a backup keeper. He needs to fight to make everyone, like Vicario, play a lot better and try and keep him out of his position. Like, if we have that fight in the back room, we should be right to have it on the game day where everyone's willing to put in that 110%, work their asses off, make a name for themselves. and score goals, win games like we normally should be, especially against teams like Wolves.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, Holmesy. You can go back to bed now.
Yeah, thanks. Well,
Okay, the best
got
job,
me morning.
Well, the weather's
I'll
probably
see you
not
guys.
nice
Thanks
there.
for having me.
Big up,
See
Holmesy.
you,
Happy New
Holmesy.
Year to you, bro.
Happy New Year. Oh, okay. That was the last. I can take the headphones off now. That's the last call of the evening. What time? I've lost count. I lost track of what time it is.
7 o'clock, bro.
Don't you find that with the duck when it gets dark early? So that's it, really. 2-2. You know,
Yeah.
what can we say that we haven't said already? Really, I mean, do you think it's dark days ahead now or not? Or do you think did today show anything that said, okay, we've steadied things a little bit?
The trouble is, we have to do this all over again.
Yeah.
Because that was the last team that we had to play. I wanted to see how we played against every single team in the league at least once. And then you can kind of see where we're going to finish off the back of that. I'm seeing that, and I'm like, I'm struggling to see how we beat teams now.
We look
Do you know what I mean?
we look like a mid-table team.
We do
don't
look like a
Let's be
mid-table.
honest.
This is my point.
Like,
It looks like we-
Do you know what? I was actually thinking this, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time I think I've ever watched Spurs in my lifetime, and I've gone, there's not one star player there.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching since the 80s. You
Yeah.
had your Waddles, you had
Yeah.
your Hoddles,
Yeah.
Clive Allens. Then even in the 90s, you'd have like Jurgen Klinsmann, Sheringham,
what a player.
Ginola.
Yeah.
And then you'd have like Robbie Keane who could turn it on his day,
Yeah.
Berbatov.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, who is that? Like, there's not like no one you can get excited about now, is there?
It's meant to be for the fans.
Yeah.
Not for me per se, but for the fans, it's meant to be Kulu. Kulu's meant to be the guy.
He's
that-
not. He's not a star. He's a good player.
he's
but
a good
not
player,
star
but
player,
he's
is
not
he?
a star
But do you know what it is?
player,
It's
yeah.
because we're so starved of star quality. Those middle of the road players, we start to sort of like sugarcoat them. We start to make them look like they're the top
It's-
boys.
it's
But
like when you-
he's okay, Kulu, but he's
Yeah.
not. He's not really. He's not like a. You know, like
Is
when
it
you look
like
back
when
in our
you,
history, you're not like, wow, he gets you off the edge of your seat kind of player, is he?
Yeah, I think it's like when you haven't had like crackers for a long time.
You start to.
Those crackers taste real good.
Yeah, yeah,
Give me more of them crackers.
Yeah.
Them Jacob crackers, man.
But do you know what I mean? There's no
But-
one. There's no one anymore that you just feel proud of. Like there's
Yeah,
a real
I hear
star
it.
player, star player. You know?
I mean, this is the reason why I kind of like, not shut off, but I kind of lowered my expectation. People like, you're a fan, you've got low expectations. But I saw what happened in the window. And I was like, if we don't get this player or this player that I can get excited about,
Yeah.
I can't go into this season with this same kind of energy. I can't come up with the same chest, same
Yeah,
kind
I
of
know.
like, Spurs are doing things different and da-da-da-da. Because there's no one that can get the ball and just do a madness.
create something out of nothing. That's a sign of a
Exactly.
star player for me. You
Exactly.
create something out of nothing.
Exactly.
We haven't got
It
anyone
was
like
all
that.
about the system, the team, but then when games are tight and you need someone to pull
Yeah,
up,
we just don't. There's no one like that. You know, we're
The-
relying on the kind of the same passages of play with like whipped in balls, Brennan at the back post kind of
and
stuff. you know.
teams and managers,
Yeah.
they're now another level step up. I feel like the players are stepped down, but the managers are stepped up.
What you mean
In terms
historically?
of like, yeah, historically.
Yeah, I agree with that,
So
yeah.
I think like now the coaches now are smarter, so they've got ways. They
Yeah.
study everything.
Yeah, even
Like,
the bottom of the league coaches
Yeah.
are getting their teams pressing even. Like that never
Yeah.
used to happen in the 90s. All
Yeah.
the bottom teams were just like a Route 1.
Exactly.
You know, like your Boltons and all
back in the
that.
day, you could say guarantee 3 points. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can't.
You
predict
can't do that
anymore.
now.
No,
You can't. You
sometimes the team at the bottom of the league are the most energetic and have the most, athleticism. You know,
And
that
they were
happens as well.
surprising you. You end up
Yeah.
losing or drawing and dropping
Yeah.
points. Do you know
But
what I mean?
that's true. I think what's happened is you're seeing these days. You're seeing less individual talent.
Yeah.
I think that's not, we talked about Spurs there, but I think that's a footballing thing as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, 100%.
For every one world class player now, there was probably about 10 in the 90s. I'd say.
Yeah.
That's the ratio that's changed, and it's much more. But I think tactically, all the teams are a lot more up to date.
And this is why you need to spend the top dollar, and not just to spend the top dollar, because there are players where you don't have to spend that much. You can find them because the Brightons of the world are doing it. If we're going to go that route,
Yeah.
you can do it, but you need to kind of A, have a good scouting department, and B, you're going to take a few hits along the way. So you need to recruit quite a bit of them. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, because it's not guaranteed, is it?
It's not guaranteed.
No.
So you might have to stockpile like what Chelsea are doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe 50% of those signings you make don't work.
Yeah,
will make it, and the other
50%,
50% don't.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have to play them, rotate, take that risk, and then the rest you just sell on. But we hang on to players for way too long. Do you understand? Where, all right, Richarlison, it's not working out. All right, cool. Take a L, sell him. Do you know what I'm saying? Play him. Maybe another club comes sniffing along, and then you said, "I know he's been injured."
You've got to get a replacement, though, haven't you? That's
but
the thing,
you got to have a replacement as well. Yeah, exactly. You do. That's my whole point. Stockpiling. So when you sell the Richarlison, the replacement's already in. When Son gets tired, you already have the replacement in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
and you rotate those players in and out.
The recruitment worries me a little bit. It really does.
But if you're not going to do that, and you're like, all right, cool, let me do mix and match. Let's get one player that has that quality in. Do you know what I'm saying? And let's pay the wages. What we've done is like we've cut our noses off and we're not paying the wages. Like I think our highest earner is Son. And now Levy's probably looking at it.
And then Werner.
Yeah, then Werner. Yeah, Son then Werner. Two players that
mental,
aren't,
isn't it?
breaking that deadlock. When the games are tight and you need the player to come and score those goals.
What are you saying then? Just get rid of Son? Is that what your point?
No. I'm saying like when those players get to those twilight of their years, you have players that you kind of blood in slowly, and then you're able to rotate a Son out. Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to getting to the point where we're at now.
Yeah, we're not finding those players though, are we? That's the thing.
Yeah, and I'm saying like get one or two of them. All right, we've got the Mikey Moore, everyone's excited, but when I saw Mikey Moore against Crystal Palace, it's just me being honest. I know people will tear their hair out. How dare you say that about Mikey Moore? But when he came out against Chalobah came up on top. Why? He hasn't had enough minutes. He hasn't played enough time to build his upper body strength to outmuscle Chalobah, who's 4 or 5 years older than him, and biologically maybe 2 or 3 years older than him as well. Because I think there's a difference between physical age and bio age. Do you know what I'm saying?
Take it back a step. So you're saying that you want to see more of the youth product being bled into the first.
No. I'm saying like because we're relying on Mikey Moores at the moment, aren't we? Fans are getting excited. We've got Mikey Moore. Look how technical good he is. But then I saw him against Palace get bodied. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm like, we can't be relying on Mikey Moores. We need players that are
tried and tested, you mean?
Yeah, a bit more tried. Still young, but tried and tested that can come in and rotate Son out. Do you understand? So I'm not blocking a Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore still comes on cup runs like
who is out there that you think?
There's loads of players. Look, Marmoush, like he plays for Frankfurt. He's top scorer, scoring more than Gyökeres at the moment. You go get him. Do you know what I'm saying? He comes into the team straight away. His wages aren't crazy either. So you ain't got to worry about, wages, blah, blah, blah. But you might have to spend money on him now because Mido was crying for him like a year and a half ago. Go get him. You can get him on a free. You can get him.
Oh, Mido.
Mido's Egyptian.
Was he saying that?
He's Egyptian.
Oh, yeah, wasn't he saying like I was the one that said Salah was worth buying?
Yes, he said Salah as well.
I saw that.
And it come up to bite us. There's other players that I've said there's a few other previous players that we've had. They said, go get this player, trust me. And we ain't done it. And then they become big. And then guess what? It's your own fault. Go buy the player now. It's 50 million to buy him now. So what? You had your chance to get him on a free. Buy him. What now? Do you know what I mean? We've got the money. We're acting like we ain't got the money either. No, PSR, FFP, no, we can't. No. But like, I just know that thing behind the stadium, the hotel, that's 300 million. Yeah? It's 300 million. That's where the money's going. That's why the wages are dropping down so frantically at the moment. I'm being real.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Scary, isn't it?
So that's what it is. And guess what? Just to add some context into that hotel needs to be ready by 2028. Why? Why 2028? What's happening around 2028? Oh, is it a Euros? Oh, it's something. It's a Euros. So when people in Ireland, some games are going to get played in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. When they got somewhere else to stay, there's a hotel. Some of the players can go into the hotel.
What's that? It's like the Beyonce concerts.
The Beyonce concerts, the rest of it. Do you understand? The pinks, the whatever.
Shocking, isn't it? I know.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what's priority at the moment. Do you understand? So as much as I'm concerned about, the football, like we all know what's going on. We know what we're dealing with. That's the reason why we're not able to forward plan and we're active. Do you understand? So, anyway, sorry.
I know.
We've gone over. I've gone over.
We go over this all, but it needs to be gone over again and again because we need to drum it into every Spurs fan. You know.
I don't know how much other ways to break it down, because like I said before, you had Dele Alli, Monday Night Football, coming out saying what he's saying. Danny Rose coming out saying we've got Romero.
I need to see that Dele Alli clip. I need to watch.
Have you not seen
it?
Dele Alli on Monday Night Football TV. Oh, I wish I recorded it.
Quote it again. What he said, Dele.
He said, with that current squad, they asked him why didn't they get over the line? Why didn't they win a trophy? Because that team was amazing.
2 or 3 players.
And he said we needed 2 or 3 players on top of what we had just to get us over. That's what they felt as a squad. Do you know what I mean? That's what they felt as a players. They're feeling that. Do you know what I mean? So if they're feeling that, they're not seeing anyone come through the doors in January, or they're not seeing anyone come through summer. And I hear people screaming, "Oh, but you can't get players in January. Oh, it's hard." Man United. I remember watching Freeview and Wayne Rooney going from Everton to Man United in January. I remember it was snowing. I was like, "Wow, they got Wayne Rooney in January. Wow." I remember Suarez coming in. You know what I'm saying?
He could have come to Spurs.
He could have come to Spurs easily.
Hazard and Suarez could have come.
In January.
We could have had Bale, Hazard and Suarez.
That would have been mental. That would have been fun times. That would have been a great time. Why do you watch football? I watch football for the glory and for the entertainment. For both. Do you know what I'm saying? I like to watch stylish football. But he got done in January. Do you know what I'm saying? Van Dijk, January. Do you know what I'm saying? Players can get... I've missed a load of players as well. But I'm just saying...
January? No.
He might have been. But there's a bag of players in January you can, if you really want to, you can go out and get them. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's
Let's have a whip round. Come on, Lee, we'll have a whip round.
Look, we would prefer to do up Squid Games. Do you know what I'm saying? Man are doing up Squid Games and people coming in, like the kids love it, you know what I mean? But this is what we've become, so it's almost like the football's become secondary. And we act like we're broke. I hate it. Why do we act like we're broke? Why would you act like we ain't got no money? We've got money. Do you know what I mean? And it's not like the whole. What jars me even more is going back to that people still do that. But Neto, he would have got injured by now anyway. It doesn't matter. Like the quality of player, Neto to Odegaard. No disrespect to Odegaard. Yeah. Odegaard's had a year in the Prem. Do you understand? Did what he did. 5 goals in the league for Burnley. All right, cool. But he's 19. All right, cool. I don't want to go on about age. Do you know what I'm saying? But in terms of Prem experience, in terms of minutes, Odegaard's 1 season compared to Neto's how many other seasons? Do you know what I'm saying? Why not get both? If you want Odegaard to be the player that's young and hopefully 4 seasons from now, 5 seasons, someone comes in for him and we have to sell him for big money. That's cool, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't mind.
Levy won't get the young up-and-coming player and the tried and tested
That's
player.
what I'm saying to you. And then you can rotate.
And then we'll get the young player, but then it'll push them in as a first-teamer kind of thing.
And you know the wickedest thing is that, you see...
But we can afford it as well. That's the thing. We can afford it.
We can afford it. Odegaard's wage is low, so we know why Odegaard's brought in. But Odegaard is not even a right winger. Do you know that? You know, for Burnley, he played predominantly with his games on the left wing. He can play right wing, but he's actually a left winger because he's right-footed. Yeah, he's right-footed. So if you're right, you naturally come into your. If you're playing on the left, you naturally come into your right foot to shoot. Do you understand? And that's what we need from the left wing. You know, sometimes we need them to shoot, not always just cross. Obviously, he can cross with both feet, and that's why we're playing him on the right wing. Do you understand? But he's actually a left winger, so he's having to learn the right winger role a bit more now, because that's where we were trying. Where he got injured was on the right wing. But if you watched him at Burnley, he either played as a 10 or he played as a left winger. Do you know what I'm saying? And Neto's the one that plays on the right wing. Do you know what I mean? But if we had both of them, you could rotate them, less chance of hamstring injury. Do you understand? And then less chance, because remember, Son and other players, I said mental fatigue. That's an issue. It's not just physical tear up and wear and tear. It's mental freshness as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's what needs to be rotated. And that's a part of the issue that the manager is facing at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All that to deal with. Anyway, I think we're going to probably wrap that up, right?
Yeah, sorry. Gone too long, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for the rant. I love it.
Oh, actually, great. No, I'm joking.
All right, so that finished 2-2 today. Disappointing end to the year. But what can we look forward to, Ash?
Yeah, I've got a show.
Do you want to plug your show?
I've got a show coming up. I think New Year's Day we're going to do something. You can come if you want.
Go on, say the name of the channel.
Spurs Kings TV, if you're interested. We'll be locking some more information if you want to hear more of this type of chat. We're going to get into it, break that game down as well, look towards Newcastle and other things, all things Spurs. So, guys, if you're interested, there's a lot of debate to be had.
All right, and then if nothing else to be said, they do the 3, 2, 1. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs! Whoops!
you didn't come in there.
Go on, you Spurs! Go on,
Cheers,
you
everyone.
Spurs! Big up your chat.